guys, and welcome back to Shadow Gaming, and today we're playing a little bit of City Skylines. Now, before we start this, I'm going to go through the mods that I've got enabled. We've got automatic bulldoze, less garbage, remove need for power lines, and toggle traffic lights. These are just to make the city run smoother and hopefully let us have less garbage that we need to get rid of. Because garbage is awful to deal with in this game. We're going to go for Grand River, left hand side traffic. I'm going to call it Shadow City. Now, it's been a little while since I've done a video on my channel, and the reason for that is just college work and all sorts have been getting in the way, and just work in general has just been a bit of a pain lately. So what we're going to try and do is, now that I've finished college for the year, I'm just going to try and get some game stuff done, as I think that may be nice. Let's turn the audio down a bit. So, when starting in City Skylines, you're going to want to, or what I like to do is build one road, then demolish it, so that you can open up this 6-lane road. Now, the 6-lane road is very useful. What I like to do to start with is make a little sort of square. Now, this is going to be the start of our city, this little square. Obviously, you're going to want some water and sewage going to your city. Now, it's important when it comes to laying down the foundations with your water pumps and your drainage pumps. Now, when you put your water pumps down, obviously you don't want sewage being sucked back up by your water pumps going back into your city. So what you're going to want to do is make sure that your water pump is upstream and your sewage pump is further downstream, like so. Now, obviously, because I've got no need for power lines on, I can go ahead and put my windmills or whatever sort of power I want anywhere, and you don't need any power lines to connect them. Now, what we're going to use this side for now, if I could see it, is our industrial area. Now, this is going to be very useful just to start off. So we're going to have our factories and everything laid along here for now. So now that that's laid down, we can speed it up and watch our city begin to grow. Well, it's not exactly a city at the moment, but you can see people are starting to move in, they're happy. Well, now they're happy. So, what's Chitter saying? Cats. Green energy is the best. Congratulations. Hooray. And that's it. Now, Chitter I don't pay much attention to in this game. It's nice to just... It's nice if you need a bit of help every now and then. But I don't pay too much attention to it. Ah, yes, that's what we forgot. Is water for our friends over here at work. Oh, we run out of money. Put more residential in for now. That should give us enough money just to, enough population just to go over the barrier of needing money. Come on. Here we guys, just having a quick look, making sure the stream is going okay. Well, I say stream, the recording. As obviously this is my first one using a webcam as well. I bought this webcam for this ages ago, but I never actually ended up using it. Although I think I did try and set it up, but it had a few problems when it came to it. Right, so we have reached a milestone. Now, oh, canals. It's interesting, I don't remember canals. Right, so we've got our city started. We've got our industrial area over here, where they seem quite happy at the moment. But obviously our money's still going down. We need more residents. We need to build up our city a bit more. Now, the way I like to do this is to have a sort of coastal road sort of thing. But again, I cannot see it because it's dark. So that may have to wait until the morning. Sorry guys, that was my phone. Very good of me to have my phone going off during a recording. So that, like that. Like that, that, like that. Now, this is just a little extension for now. Obviously, not my whole city is going to be blocks, otherwise that's just going to be very, very boring for you guys and for me, and for the people living in our city. So we can now see that our money is in fact going up, which is what we want. Now that that's going up, we can begin, actually I believe that means we have actually unlocked our taxes and our loans. Now I like to set the taxes at about 11% to start with, just to get you that little bit of extra money, because early on that money helps a lot, and it's a lot easier to reduce the taxes later on during the game. Right, so now we can do that. The way we're going to do this is, just for now, we're going to have our shops just down here at the ends of our little streets, like so. Now that that's done, we can do that and that. So, as you can see, people are flooding to rush into our city. Agreeably, we are on 3 times speed, but I'm still loving it at our city at the moment. So, down here in this little corner is your demand. Ooh. And your demand shows you what type of building is wanting to move in. So here the green is obviously the residential zone, so houses and apartments and stuff. You've got your commercial zone, which are your shops. Then you've got your industrial zone, which is our factories and places like that. So what we've done here is these little bubbles showing above our factories are not enough workers. Now, the reason I built this so big now is just so when it comes to us having enough people, I don't have to come back and expand it here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off the traffic lights down here because they're not of much use over here. Now obviously, as our city is still small, we're going to have all of our traffic lights turned off for now. We can always turn these back on later, but for now, as we've still got a small city, there's not much point in them. So, now that we've had a couple of achievements, we can actually open up the map a bit more. So, the way I want to go is this way. So we're going to open up this square over here and go back in. Now, we have not got enough power. So, get 8 megawatts over here. So we're going to build 3 windmills there. That should hopefully do us for now. Now, the way you can sort of enhance your energy without having to build more windmills is to go down here to economy. Once you click on economy, if you go into budget, you can change how much money you put in to a specific area during day and night. So obviously putting more money into power would mean a greater enhancement in power, which I actually like to do. I like to have the budget for power, water, garbage, medical, fire and police, all the way up at 50. Now you might wonder why I do that, but at the end of the day it's not going to hurt it much, because these were producing 8 megawatts by themselves, and just giving that 50% extra money to the power has got each one to 10 megawatts. It just frees up a bit of real estate on your map, which in my eyes is quite important, because I always seem to run out of space on the maps. Now, obviously you've got your junctions here, you've got your freeway intersection, you've got your clover leaf intersection. Oh, sorry guys. Sorry about that. Now, oh, that's terrible. Now, what we need is some police department, fire service, healthcare, and a rubbish tip. Now, obviously, I like to have the rubbish tip over with the industrial area. They're not too happy with it, but I mean, it works. Gets rid of their rubbish first, and then it heads over to the residential. Which, if we actually click on our rubbish bit and zoom in, you can see our little car dashing about all the way around here. Once all of these are clear, oh, hey, we got a small town apparently. That's good. So obviously now that it's filled up, it's emptied all of the buildings over here. They should go on the motorway and come over here. Now I'm not sure it will do it if these aren't connected, but that's interesting. Going by what I can see here is they're not actually connected. So what we are going to have to do, in fact, is have some bin men over here as well. Now, it's always good to put them away, as they do produce a fair bit of pollution and noise, and obviously residents, they don't like that. So what we're going to get now is a police station, which we're going to put there, as we can now afford our healthcare as well. And we need to afford our firehouse next as well. Right, so you can see our demand is still going up for commercial and residential. So we're going to extend our down a little bit more. Waiting for enough money to come in. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take out a 20,000 loan. Now the loans are quite useful if you're in a bit of a sticky situation. I've only taken out the 20,000 because we don't need that much money at the moment. We can always just wait for our money. We can do that. How long have we been going for? 15 minutes. We'll round this up another 10 minutes. Go to 25 minutes and then we'll leave the episode there. So we have our residential actually growing quite substantially over here. And we can just see our weekly income going up and up and up. Now, terrain I don't like to mess with too much because I like to work around what the map is offering already. So we've got our little triangle of windmills over here. These should all be producing 10 megawatts. So we'll grow to 6 megawatts, that's putting us... Oh, not 6 megawatts, sorry, 60. That's given us quite a bit of leeway with how much power is actually being consumed, as we were only using 37 megawatts. How are we doing for water? Water, we're producing and getting rid of way more than enough. So, now that we've got our little city growing, we can keep extending as much as we like, really, because we're getting enough money in to sustain building more areas. Now, these residents aren't going to be very happy with me because I am going to get rid of the zones there and put that as commercial. Now, obviously, it's not good to do that, but for the sake of keeping it all the same, we're going to do it. There we are. Getting people flooding in. Possible structures observed on the surface of Mars. International joint operation to explore the... When is our city going to build a school of its own? Right, so the people are wanting some sort of school. Now, we're not going to go straight in and give them a university because they don't need one yet. But first what we're going to give them is, because I completely forgot, oh, there you go, Boomtown. We're even a bigger town now. So that's unlocked us the large roundabout, the freeway intersection that I wanted, and the Cloverleaf intersection. Now, between this episode and next, I'm going to install some more intersections because the ones included with the game are good and they work, but they do build up a lot of traffic if you have a fair amount of residents. So now we're going to chuck down our fire station, which covers practically the whole area. Now we've got a bit of trouble crime-wise. That should sort itself out because of our police station. Should. There you are, because obviously we got patrol cars going around and they check the houses and everything as they're going. So as long as they're doing their rounds, we should be fine. So, next thing we're going to introduce is a elementary school. the textures have changed for the school since I last played. So we're going to put in an elementary school. Now we're going to put this, say, on this junction here. I'm going to put it there, because then it gets it pretty much slap bang in the middle of our residential area. Agreeably, it's not enough capacity for the amount of elementary students that are in the city, but for now it gives them a little bit of education, which should in turn get us a bit more money. Now what I want to implement next is a bus service. We're going to put in a bus service just to go maybe one stop here and one stop over here, and then go all the way down to our industrial area down here, because this needs to, let's put down a police station there, because they're going to need that, and a fire department, and a medical clinic. We're going to do that to try and reduce traffic going along the motorways, because the more you can reduce the traffic, the easier it's going to be later on in the game, because traffic in this game is just hell once it gets started. So if we have a look at rubbish, we're not doing very good at rubbish, are we? Landfill capacity now. Right, we've used 5% of our landfill. What I like to do is build up the city as fast as possible and put in place the incineration plant. Now the incineration plant is very, very useful, because it actually burns off all of the rubbish that your city produces, and it actually uses the rubbish that your city produces to generate the electricity as well. So it's kind of a win-win really. You burn off your rubbish so that you don't have to have landfill sites, which once they're full, and you can also generate electricity while burning the rubbish that you're getting rid of. Now, looks like we may need some more area. But we don't have the money at the moment. But as you can see, our money is still going up. Now you can introduce something in this game called policies. Now these policies could be all sorts of different things. You've got education boosts, you've got recreational use, allowing recreational use of controlled substances attracts more tourists, but also requires more police presence in the area. Slightly increased tax income, moderately increased tourism, slightly reduced crime rate, increased policy budget by 15%. Oh, I've never actually used that one before. Make your parks and plazas the envy of this country. Moderately increase land value around parks. Smoking ban. Make a choice between a healthier lifestyle and civil liability. Slightly increased health, slightly decreased happiness. Recycling is a big part of environmental sustainability. It also helps keep the neighbourhoods looking tidy. With a small investment in recycling technologies and waste containers, you can make your city neat. Slightly reduce garbage accumulation, slightly reduce tax income. Now that would be a good thing to have later on, because it means we can have less garbage trucks going around. The pet ban, I don't think we're going to implement, because obviously it reduces happiness. So smoke detector distribution, significantly reduce risk of fires. That could be something that we may wish to look into, but not at the moment. But I do think this recreational use is going to be quite important, as that will quite greatly increase our tourism policy budget and our tax income. It may negatively affect the crime rate a bit, but we can solve that just by having a few more police stations dotted around. Now, we just haven't got the money, guys, at the moment. Do. Right, we're getting to the borderline on our power. Now, when it comes to power generation, I do like to stay away from the whole coal power plant and everything like that, just because having those is brilliant and it produces a hell of a lot of power per unit, and the upkeep is less than having individual windmills, but I just much prefer having it green, and it just makes the city a better place to live in according to the happiness levels when it comes to pollution. Now, if you click on our pollution, you can see really the only sort of pollution level we're getting over here, apart from cars obviously, but that's by the by, is our drainage and our landfill. But that landfill will be going shortly. Traffic. As you can see, we're already getting a little bit of traffic coming here, which we're going to want to get rid of as soon as possible. It's the same over here. You always get a bit of traffic on the intersections, yes, but I believe these can be managed a lot better than the ways that the game actually provides. Now, it is also nice for the residents to have a cemetery, as that also, surprisingly, makes them happier. Let's have one more windmill. Ooh, we need more power. We're actually low on power. What's this? Police officers small, hashtag storage spaces with police officers. Secure doors for rent. Common welfare information. Now, it's horrible to keep up to date with all the chitter stuff. I don't like dealing with that. Right, so that's just put us over the borderline with our power, so we do really want to hit the power a bit better. Right, so I'm going to end this episode here, guys. I hope you enjoyed this brief little episode of City Skylines, and hope to see more later on. So that's going to do us for now. I will keep the game going for a little bit, generate a little bit more money. I won't make any changes. The only thing I will do is maybe put in a couple more wind turbines, but that's it. Thank you very much for watching, especially if you stuck all the way through. Don't forget to click the Amazon affiliate link in the description, and then if you wish to order something. It's just if you hit my affiliate link, it gives me a little kickback when you buy something off of Amazon. So thank you very much for watching, and don't forget to hit the like button, hit subscribe if you want to see more videos like this, and if you've disliked it, just hit the dislike button. But thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you. Bye.